Welcome back to this peek into the Pekoe Trail. Over the next 2 days, I'm going to be walking stages 13 to 15, which will take me all the way from the peaceful town of Haputale to the vibrant tourist mecca of Ella. Now, looking at the map, I decided to split this journey into 2 distinct sections with an overnight stop in St. Catherine's. The main reason was the accommodation options available there, plus the fact that attempting to smash out all 3 stages in a single day was just further than I wanted to walk. Stage 13 kicked off right through the centre of town in Haputale, before quickly ducking into a bit of single track that leads you onto rough, rugged mountain roads. Honestly, these roads would be an absolute misery to navigate in a vehicle, but for hiking they are perfect. Stage 13 is fairly simple. No crazy turns, you just keep going. This stage was the first real time I'd seen larger groups of tourists walking the trail. I crossed paths with several families and groups being guided in the reverse direction. Eventually, stage 13 started to wrap up as I climbed into St. Catherine's. For those of you who don't know, this high-altitude plantation village sits right near Lipton's seat. This is the famous iconic vantage point where Sir Thomas Lipton, the pioneer of Ceylon tea, used to sit and survey his vast tea empire. As I arrived in St. Catherine's, I checked into the Victoria homestay for the night. It's a brand new venture run by a very friendly owner who, despite only recently learning how to cook, managed to whip up one of the most absolute best meals I've had on the trail so far. I got to enjoy some of this massive jackfruit and was personally guided by the dog, Tyson. He took me and another guest up to the local viewpoint, which today was a little bit cloudy. The only downside of this homestay was there was quite a few flies inside, but I had a fantastic night's sleep. This morning was my 10th day on the trail, and it was time for a double header, stage 14 and 15 together, taking me all the way to Ella. I'd already heard a massive rumour that it was going to be mostly downhill, and let me tell you, I had absolutely no complaints about that. Stage 14 starts at a lofty 1,875 metres at St. Catherine's and drops an impressive 600 metres down. It takes you through gorgeous vegetable plots, pine forests, and a crazy series of 18 hairpin bends that feel like a miniature devil's staircase. Stage 15 picks you up in a small town where you can pick up some supplies. It then takes you through an eucalyptus forest and patches of jungle. As the route continued, I could tell I was getting closer to Ella by advertisements for the ticket needed to enter Ella's Rock, along with sights of tourists in the distance. Ella Rock gives you fantastic views of where you've been and where you're going. From here, the trail drops steeply downhill and eventually brings you out onto yet another railway line. Walking along the tracks here is incredibly atmospheric, and the sides are lined with small restaurants and cafes. I popped into Zest Cafe for a deeply refreshing mango milkshake before walking the final stretch to my accommodation, Ocken Rock. After checking in, my rest day began with a nice cold Lion Lager and one of the absolute best pizzas of my life. To be fair, I'm not sure if the fact that I've already walked 235 kilometers influenced that review or not. Please do subscribe now to the Peking Guide.